Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. You know, some of Jehovah's Witnesses literature, they have people's asking questions about different subjects, and I found something interesting that they was asking questions from one of their past books. I would love to share to any Jehovah's Witnesses that all this information I'm showing is from their own literature, and what the proof I'm going to show how the watchtower, if someone asks a real honest question, a question that should have been asked besides the questions that really my purpose, there was no reason for any Jehovah's Witnesses to use these questions. And I will clarify what I'm talking about. This is one of Judge Rockford's book. I think this book was written in 1921. And you will see it says proof considered that millions now living will never die. Okay, that part of that saying is from another book. Looking at it again, Harp of God. Proof considers that millions now living will never die. Okay, millions now living die is the name of a book. So Harp of God and millions now living will never die. It's just like part 1, part 2, combine these two books to prove the meaning of billions of people will never die. And who wrote it? J.F. Rutherford, author. And you see how many copies was written. Now, I found this in an article, one of their past publications. Study the Harp of God. Okay, here you see, I'm not going to go through all of these, but I will go slow so y'all can read them yourself. These are some of the questions that different people was asking the questions. If I zoom in here, you can read this for yourself. And they was talking about Judge Rockford's new book, The Harp of God. And I guess people was reading the book. And later on, they was asking questions, so they had these questions, which these are the ones I just showed you. And part of the other parts of the questions you can see for yourself. I'll go slow down. It even tells you what page number. But what about the forgotten most important questions. To me, all these questions here was wasted ink, wasted time of people asking silly questions. And you may say, why would these be silly questions? Because if you combine the Harp of God and Millions Now Living Will Never Die, I'm going to show you two questions that I wrote out that is in the Harp of God that Watchtower did not put in the book. Okay, my two questions. When will these faithful men of old be resurrected? Page 399. How long is a few years on page 340? So let's go to the page of 399. The men of old. Let's talk about Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and the other faithful prophets described by the Apostle Paul in Hebrew. And it mentions that the promise of better resurrection, because of the statement of the prophet that they shall be princes or rulers all of the earth, is to be expected that they will be the first ones raised under the terms of the new covenant. Therefore, it is reasonable to expect them back on the earth at the beginning of the restoration blessing. Hence, these faithful men may be expected on earth, here it comes, within the next few years. Now we may repeat that again. Hence, these faithful men may be expected on earth within the next few years. Now remember what my questions was. When will the faithful men of old be resurrected? How long is few years? So, let's go to the Harp of God. Here's the questions I was going to use. The Harp of God. Title. And remember, the second book I mentioned to y'all is called Millions Now Living Will Never Die. Okay. In the book of Millions Now Living Will Never Die, this is what they quoted on page 89 and 90. As we henceforth stated, the great Jubilee cycle is to begin in when? 1925. At that time, the earthly phrase of the kingdom shall be recognized. Therefore, we may confidently expect that 1925 will mark the return of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and the faithful prophets of old. Now, Jehovah Witnesses, 1925, it's gone. Judge Rockford is dead. He died in 1942. So, I mean, 20-something years of false prophecy for the time of 1925 to 1942. There was no resurrection of these men from the book of Harp of God, and minions now living will never die. So, I have one question. Out of all of these questions, the brothers and sisters was asking from this page and below the other comments, which comments was more important to find out that Watchtower and Judge Rutherford was a false prophecies? Their stupid questions or my questions and my proof from their two books showing that Watchtower is a false prophet. Watchtower was lying from day one and still lying today. And remember, you took your name from Judge Rutherford, the one who wrote Harp of God, Millions Now Living Will Never Die. That would make you got your name, Jehovah Witnesses, from a false prophet. Repeat myself. You got your name from a false prophet that told the Bible students that those men in those two books was going to be resurrected at 1925. And do y'all see Abraham? No. Do you see David? No. Do you see any others of those men been resurrected? No. Then it must be that your leaders has been lying to you. I hope this wake y'all up, because remember, Watchtower says they are getting their information from God. So did God decide to go against Watchtower and not resurrect these men? Or it could be Watchtower was lying about the resurrection of these men. So I'll let you choose which one lied. Was it God or the Watchtower? And I hope with your heart you will say Watchtower. Now, you need to do your research like we did, and you'll find more lies that we discover in the other past issues of the Watchtower. Thank you, and have a nice day.